fuel, give me fire, give me double time.
The SRA K&N Throwback Series came to the Sonoma Raceway under the Indycar configuration for their 11th race of the season, and with one more race after this before the chase cutoff, it was definitely crunch time. Bobby Zalenski was on the pole with Benjamin Nelson, Colton Davis, Eric Sable, and David Shutt the top 5 for a 50-minute timed race, as the race would end after 50 minutes. And early on, Davis would have problems on the entrance to the inner loop, goes way wide and falls out of the top 5, falling back to at least 9th place. And then a lap later, on lap number 2, on the entrance to the downhill entrance, Kyle Putz gets inside of Justin Gable, but as they get to the entrance of the entrance, the gap closes up, and Putz hooks Gable, and he smashes into the tire barriers, and Gable's day would be over. Colton Davis was trying to make up for lost time after going wide at the very start. Here on lap 7, he was in a battle with David Shutt and Eric Sable for a top 5 position. He would actually get the spot away from David Shutt on the entrance to the S's. A couple laps later, Connor Anton was having all kinds of troubles under big-time pressure from Delonte Ballard. In turn 2, he goes wide, they touch, and then enter the second chicane, turns 3 and 4, they bang fenders, and then Anton gets hooked by Ballard and makes an incredible save not to flip the car, and actually he would keep going even with not that much damage. Then Ariati, the entrance to the inner loop, gets it all wrong, goes way wide and gets plowed by Jared Darling and Austin Roberts. Their days would be over. Now it's on lap number 12. We fast forward to about 7 minutes to go in the race. Benjamin Nelson stayed out throughout the race after Bobby Zalenski would make his pit stop for tires. Nelson would have the lead, but Zalenski kept coming and coming. With about 3 minutes to go, Zalenski gets to the outside of Nelson, entering the S's, and he would make the pass on the outside, and he would reclaim the race lead. And after about 33 laps of action for 50 minutes worth, Bobby Zalenski would have a dominant performance, and a little bit of a close steer at the end, and he would go on to take the win at Sonoma in the SRA K&N Throwback Series. The top 10 would be Bobby Zalenski, Benjamin Nelson, Colton Davis, Eric Sable, Jesse Schwartz. Fang Home was the last one, lead lap in 6th. Then Kyle Putz, Nick Northrup, Delonte Ballard, and Locko Millen were around the top 10, all 1 lap down. And the points standing, with one more race in the regular season, Ariati led Kyle Putz by 17 points, then it's Eric Sable 27 back, then it's Delonte Ballard, Bobby Zalenski, Jesse Schwartz, Bobby Cheney, Nick Northrup, Nicholas Carresso, and Austin Roberts around the top 10. And of course, with one more race in the regular season, you have to look at the chase cutoff. That being Austin Roberts and Jared Darling have a cushion over Connor Anton. He has the final spot in the chase. Nicholas Shelton and Josh Robert are the ones on the outside looking in. We'll take a break and come back to the SRA Slick Daddy Gen6 Series at Mount Panorama.
Hey, Monster Jam fans, ready for even more big air and excitement? Then brace yourselves, because Monster Jam returns to Eldora Speedway August 5th and 6th. See Son of a Digger, driven by Ryan Anderson, Max D, driven by Tom Mentz, Gravedigger, and more. Get your tickets now at monsterjam.com or at the box office.
Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be the only one for me is you.
Something's gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo. Introducing Super Smash Bros., where all your favorite characters go toe-to-toe in one 4-player star-studded slam fest, only on Nintendo 64.
The SRA Slick Daddy Gen6 Series will go across continents, all the way to Mount Panorama in Australia at Bathurst. The home of the Bathurst 1000 for the V8 Supercar Series make this a true wildcard race in the regular season. Again, Bobby Zalenski was on the pole with Benjamin Nelson in second, Eric Sable, Freddie De La Rosa, and Jared Darling around the top 5 as the field rumbled on the track that is, of course, made famous in Australia every October. With it being a fairly new track to most of the runners, a lot of drivers and their inexperience was starting to show, with plenty of drivers having issues, spins, crashes, and much more, as the narrow confines of this track and the Gen 6 cars itself would take its toll throughout most of the field. However, up at the front, there was a dogfight throughout the entire race between the two guys in the front row, that being Bobby Zalenski and Benjamin Nelson. Those two who were stayed together throughout the entire race, with Nelson putting on incredible pressure on the NASCAR Gangnam Series driver. But there was also another battle brewing behind them in the later stages. David Schutt and Femi Olan were having their own tussle for the top 5 position, as well as Schutt was stalking Olan throughout the majority of the race, especially in the late goings. But then there will be some controversy and a bit of chaos. Coming to the last corner, Schutt misses his breakaway, hits Olan, and he sends it into the wall. But Schutt actually does a bit of sportsmanship and gets out of the way and lets Olan take the spot back as they will resume their battle in the closing laps. And speaking of closing laps, on the final lap, as Zalenski and Nelson were still battling, Connor Anton gets it all wrong, slams into Delonte Ballard, who then crashes. They crash in front of the leaders, and Nelson gets the worst of it, smacking the inside wall, and that killed any chance he had of stealing the win away from Bobby Zalenski, and Zalenski would go on to sweep the weekend and win at Bathurst. However, behind him, the battle was not over between Schutt and Olan, as those two are still battling for a top 5 spot, passing the smoking car of Nicholas Kressel after his crash earlier in the race, and Schutt against the outside of Femi Olan. They go for turns 3 and 4 on the uphill climb. Schutt would take the 5th spot away from Femi Olan, and he would hold on to finish in the top 5. Final results were Bobby Zalenski with the win, Benjamin Nelson comes second, Eric Sable third, Freddie Rosa fourth, David Schutt fifth, Femi Olan in sixth, Lachlan Whelan comes home seventh, Connor Anton, despite that wreck, would come home eighth, a lap down. Zach Cutts in ninth, and Cedric Hunter were around the top 10. Those cars also one lap down. Point stands with one more regular season race to go. Bobby Zalenski leads Connor Anton by 28, then David Schutt 51 back. Then it's Ariane, Eric Sable, Jared Darling, Delonte Ballard, Bobby Cheney, Femi Olan, and again Cedric Hunter around the top 10. And in terms of the drivers fighting it out for the 12th and final chase spot, it's a bit of a tighter race. Hunter and Caressa are ahead by 18 and 7 respectively. Then Delsey Jones driver are tied for 12th. Then Cody Miller and Zach Hansen have some work to do.